Hi, welcome to my channel, Crazy Code Dunia. In last three video, we almost cover 20 basic question on Java. Today, we will see question number on 20 onward. Almost 10 question I will try to cover on this video. So, basically, I am targeting the question which are having basic idea about Java. Everyone should understand from basic. If you visit first video, it will be described how Java will start, what is the history of Java, what is class, what is method, what is constructor, then JVM architecture. So you can visit one by one each video. You will get 100% genuine question which are used to boost your knowledge in core Java. I believe because I have conducted so many interviews, more than 50 plus interviews I have taken. Most of the people, they are having lack of knowledge on basic part itself. So my target to start from basic to experience level. So I believe if you start from my first video and stay with me, I will give 100% guarantee, or I will challenge you. No one interview will be beat you in the interview room. So let's focus on today's discussion. So today's discussion is difference between local variable, instance variable, and static variable. So this is one question they can frame like difference between local variable, instance variable, and static variable, or they can separately ask you what is mean by local variable, what is mean by instance variable, and what is mean by static variable. So let's discuss first local variable. What is mean by local variable? Local variable means to meet temporary requirement. To meet temporary requirement of program, sometime we have to create variable inside a block, method, or constructor. Means if I need some emergency, I need some local variable like count. We are creating one local variable every time. So it is called as local variable for temporary requirement. Or we can say I need to store value of interest or addition of two variable, so I will put one some variable, so it is required for particular method or particular block or particular constructor. So temporary requirement of programmer called as local variable. Local variable is also known as stack variable or automatic variable or temporary variable. Local variable will be created while executing block in which we declare, and it is destroy when our block is completed. Hence, scope of local variable is particular for that where it is declared. If we declare in method, so scope of local variable till that method only. If we declare in the block, so scope of local variable till that block only, or till that constructor only. So let's discuss how we will create the local variable. So let's jump on ID. I have one class called demo, and local variable I need to create inside block, method, or constructor. So I will declare in three ways also. So let's create one method public void m1. So this is my one method, and I have created integer x is equal to 10 like this. We will create in constructor. So what is constructor? Public demo is my no arc constructor. So inside that one integer y is equal to 10 like this I can declare, or inside block. So I will create, so this is called as block z is equal to 20, z is equal to 20. So like this we can declare local variable in method. This is in method, this is in constructor, and this is in block. Okay, so let's discuss next instance variable. So what is mean by instance variable? So so if the value of variable, if value of variable is varied from object to object, such type of variable we call as instance variable. For every object, separate copy of instance variable will be created. The scope of instance variable is exactly same as scope of object, because instance variable will be created at the time of object creation and destroy at the time of object destruction. Instance variable store as a part of object. Instance variable store as a part of object. Instance variable should be declared within a class directly, but outside of method, constructor, or block. Let's check how we will create instance variable. So this is about static variable. So let's remove this one and start to declare instance variable. So I'm creating where integer x is equal to 222. So this is my instance variable. So what is difference between instance variable and local variable? So instance variable, it's outside the method, constructor, or block, or local variable inside block, constructor, or method. Like this we can declare the instance variable in our class. So now let's discuss about static variable. So what is mean by static variable? If value of variable, if value of variable is not changed or it's not varied object to object, then it's never recommended to declare that variable as an object level. We have to declare that variable at class level by using static modifier. Means our variable value should not be changed while creating a new object. It should be static throughout the class. So that time we are using static variable. If the case instance variable, for every object a separate copy will be created. But in case of static variable, only single copy will be created at class level, and that copy will be shared throughout all object. Static variable will be created at the time of class loading and destroy at the time of class unloading. Let's discuss how we will create static variable. So simple, static int x is equal to 10. So in this way, sorry, I have declared already int, so let's take r. So like this we can create static variable. This is static variable, this is instance variable, and this is local variable. Let's discuss difference now about local variable, instance variable, and static variable. So I have created difference on the accept of declaration, initialization, scope, lifetime, accessibility up to that object, uses of static contain, and copy. So I will discuss first because we already discuss local variables, instance variable, and static variable in detail. So declaration. Local variable declare inside method. Local variable declare inside method, constructor, or block. Local variable declare method, constructor, or block. Instance variable declare a class but outside method, constructor, or block. And static variable, a variable that is declared as a static and defined outside any method. It cannot be local, means it cannot be in a method. It should not be in method. Let's take, while we are creating the instance variable, how we will initialize that one. So local variable must be initialized before use. Means if you are creating local variable and trying to use that local variable, you have to initialize first, then and then only you can move forward. Otherwise compiler will give error. You have to declare that local variable. Initialize at the time of instance of class is created. Means when we are creating class or instance of that class, we have to initialize that instance variable. And static variable initialize only once at the start of execution. So if we have not initialized the static variable, JVM will be provided by default value to static variable. Scope of variable. So local variable scope is restricted to throughout that method only, because it is temporary variable. It is available for that method, constructor, or block only. And instance variable, it is throughout the class of that object. It is copy of that object only. And static variable, it is throughout the class definition. Lifetime, we already discussed. It is lifetime is whenever method is invoked, means its lifetime. Local variable lifetime is till that method. Instance variable lifetime till that object. Whenever create object, instance variable will be created. Whenever we destroy object, instance variable will be destroyed. Static variable throughout that class, means Static variable is present throughout the class. It is also called as class level variable. It is also called as class level variable. Then accessibility. Local variable must be initialized before try to use it. Else we will get a compile time error. Instance variable, they can be called using any object instance. Means once we are creating object, we can call instance variable by using that instance. Or static variable, we can directly call because it is static, or we call by using instance of that object. Can we use static variable to instance variable? No, we cannot use static keyword to local variable. We cannot use static keyword for instance variable. If we are using that one, so it will be become a static variable. So for static variable, we use static keyword or modifier. Copy. We can create a copy of local variable by assigning its value to new variable within a same scope. Each instance has its own copy of variable, and for static, only one copy will be shared among all classes. Means once we are creating a static variable, it will be shared to all object. Means if I create demo 1, demo 2, demo 3, so same copy will be shared among all three classes or three instances in static variable. But for instance, if you are creating demo 1, it will be available for demo 1. If creating demo 2, it will be not available for demo 2 in instance, because separate copy will be created for separate object in instance. Okay, so this is the difference of instance, static and local variable. So let's check what is static method. So next question, what is static method? So this is most important question when as a fresher level, or a subsequent question will be asked why main method is static. So let's understand first what is static method. A static method can be accessed without creating an object. Means if you want to access static method, we don't need to create a object. Just by using class name, the static method can be accessed. A static method can only access static variable, not local variable or instance variable. Inside static method, we cannot access local variable or instance variable. Only static variable we can access. So this is about static method. Let's check question number 26. Why is main method is static? To access static method, class object is not needed. I already discussed. We don't need to create object for static method. The method can be accessed directly with the help of class name. The method can be accessed directly with the help of class name. So when a program start the JVM search class name with main method, and it will call without creating object of that class. Means JVM will be first search main method and directly call the main method because it is static. We don't need to create object of that class. Got it? Let's check question number 27. Why static method cannot access non-static variable or method? Why static method cannot access non-static variable or method? This is subsequent question. We already discussed. Why static method is not allow variable from non-static or instance variable? Because it is static. It is created without creating object. So let's discuss in detail. A static method cannot access non-static variable or method because static method can be accessed without creating instance of that class. So if class is not instantiated, the variable are not initialized. Means if you are not created class, so how variable will be initialized? And thus we cannot be accessed from static method, local variable or instance variable. Let's discuss question number 28. What is synchronized keyword? What is synchronized keyword? So this is used to prevent concurrency. This is used to prevent concurrency. Synchronized keyword can be applied to static, non-static method or block of code. Only one thread at a time can access synchronized method. If there are multiple threads trying to access same method, then other thread have to wait for the execution of that one thread. Means it is apply lock on one method. We have a multi-threading concept. So what happened there? Every thread will be simultaneously can access anything. But when we apply synchronize keyword on any method, so whoever will be coming first, it will be apply that lock, and that method will be available till that thread complete. So if, let's take example, if one student is come and he is asking notes from teacher, so teacher will be hand over the notes to student number 1. So once he will take that notes, so second student will not be take that notes till the student complete his assignment. So like that synchronized keyword will be work. So that means it will not allow any thread till first thread will be executed. So synchronized keyword provide lock on that object, thus prevent rest of condition. Let's check question number 29. Question number 29 is volatile keyword. It is rarely used keyword, or it is maybe deprecated. In general, each thread has its own copy of variable such that one thread is not concerned with value of same variable in other thread. But sometimes this may not be case. Consider a scenario in which count variable is holding number of times method is called. Consider one scenario. We have to take count how many number method is called for given class irrespective of any thread calling. In this case, irrespective a thread access count has to be increased and value need to be consistent across all the thread. In this case, the count variable is declared as volatile. The copy of volatile variable is stored in main memory. So every time thread access the variable even or reading purpose, the local copy. So is updated each time from the main memory. The volatile variable may have performance issue. So we are not using volatile keyword more in Java. So just knowledge purpose, you can say volatile will be create in main memory, and every time it will be create new object, or sorry, new memory for each object or each thread. So let's take transient question number 30. What is transient variable? In fresher level, it will be asked. In experience level, also it should be asked to check your knowledge. Transient is transient and serializable. There are two keywords. So if some property of class are not required to serialize, why we are required serialize, sir? Because if you want to transfer our object from throughout the network, so no third party will be access that object or that value. So we are using serialize. But if some property of class not required to serialize the variable are marked as a transient. When object is deserialized, transients variable retain the default value depend on the data type of variable, and we will lose original value. So that what happen here, if we declare any variable as transients, so it will not give an original value to the end user, it will give default value. That means whatever the original value we will store, that will be not be violated, that will be not be stolen. So because of we use transient variable. So next, question number 31. What is strict fp modifier? This is also, we can say, deprecated, but we are not use most strict fp. So it is only for variable. It also used on class level also, but from Java 17 onward this also may be deprecated. We are not need to use on class level. So what is strict ft? Strict ft means strictly floating point. Strictly floating point. So if we declare any variable, so it will be follow strictly floating point only. So what is the purpose of using strict fp? So it may become platform independent. When this modifier is specified, JVM adheres to Java specification IEEE 754 floating point specification and return the consistent value to independent of platform. That is, if you want answer from your code which you floating point value to consist across the all then platform, then you need to specify strictly floating point. That means if you use floating point, so it will be our Java code, our class will be become platform independent, and it follows IEEE 754 floating point specification. That means throughout all the platform, the value of that variable should be follow same naming or naming culture or structure. So in this way, we are using strict FP modifier. This is also not used much in Java, but for knowledge sake, I have keep this interview question in my list. So if you like, please like and subscribe. I will provide more interview question deeply through this video series. I believe everyone should get good knowledge from my video. So like and subscribe. Thank you.